Hello everyone, we are back in the house. It is Sunday the 16th of March and it is about 1:45 in the afternoon. This is gonna be the start of the kitchen build. We imagine it's gonna take quite a while and be quite a big process. We're having Aaron's dad over to help today, so you're probably gonna see him on some of the clips, but we're gonna see like how much time we actually spend building the kitchen, how long it's gonna take us. So this is quite an exciting little journey that we're gonna bring you guys along on. And yeah, we'll get started. We begin and then we'll see how far we get. We're not gonna spend the whole day today because it is actually Aaron's dad's birthday. He came here voluntarily, don't worry, but we're gonna go celebrate it later. So we just wanted to come and get at least a start, because the start is probably the hardest step to take, because you know, you have no idea what you're doing and it's like a whole kitchen that you have left. So yeah, follow along, we're gonna see what's happening. All of the reveals in the windowsills here, they have dried, and so we will have to paint that at some point. Also, the plaster sadly got some of the plaster on the walls in the rooms that we were finished painting, so we're gonna have to fix that at some point, which is a little bit annoying, not gonna lie. But it is what it is. We just have to fix that. Look at all this light just beaming in. And I think it was such a good choice with the high gloss on these window tops, because all the light, like the sunlight, as you can see, is just reflected in and it gives even more light into the room. It is just lovely, honestly. I'm gonna build the kitchen in here in a master bedroom. I think it's just what makes more sense, and hopefully it will be out before we need this room for my mom and sister. I don't really know where you start when you build a kitchen, but I think we're just gonna do like one drawer at a time, and then we just need to make sure that whatever we build can fit through the door frame, because we obviously need it out of this room and into the kitchen. So yeah, there are just a few little things you have to think about. Also, we've been on a hunt for these like kind of cheap blanket sheets things, not dust sheets, but something a bit thicker. It doesn't seem like it exists in England. I don't know. We have it in Denmark. I can see if I can insert a photo here, but we haven't been able to find them, so we can't really stack the modules as we build them, which I would have hoped that we could, because we only have so much space, and stacking it vertically would give us a bit more space to put things. But maybe we'll find something else to put in between them or something. I don't know. We'll have to come up with a solution. I also don't know if we'll be doing that much today, honestly, so we'll be fine. Alright, as you guys just saw, we have finished the first module, which turned out to be a base corner unit. Looks like this. This is the corner unit. That's like the bottom. And then up here, like obviously it would have legs on, and then the countertop. All the legs are in here. We didn't attach them because we needed to get the whole unit through all the door frames and it wouldn't fit. And then we have a bunch of screws left and stuff that we weren't really sure like what that's about, and these are hinges. Also, we have one piece of wood left, which, as you guys can see here, is for like the shelving that should go here in the middle, but we couldn't find those little things that hold up the shelf. And also there's only one piece of wood left, which you can see there's like two pieces to do the shelf, one that way and one that way. So we're not really sure about what happened there. We might find them later. I don't know. But it was really hard in the beginning, and you kind of have to screw everything in, and it makes a really loud noise because the wood is sort of given away, which we thought like there's no way that's the right way to do it, but it actually is. Of course, you do want the kitchen to be a super sturdy piece of furniture. So yeah, we figured it out now, and I think it'll be easier going forward. We are starting on the second corner base cabinet because now we know how to do them. That went right over my head.
He's number 2, yeah. Yeah.
All right, 2 corner cabinets are done, and we had the exact same leftovers obviously on this one. And we have just stacked them in here because they are some of the biggest pieces. But I think we're gonna start like building smaller units and then pop them in the master bedroom. But it is honestly a lot easier doing like the second one, and I think it will just progressively get easier and easier. This was also the exact same build, so we kind of knew the whole like how to go about it. The only bad thing about that is then sometimes you rush it and we just have to take something apart to then pop it back together because we forgot a step. So I think that's something we need to remember, not to get ahead of ourselves. But it's gone well. All right, we have finished part of the kitchen, but we are going home now. Aaron also just fixed this mirror up a little bit. It used to have like sides on and little wheels because it used to be attached to a wardrobe, and that is now detached and it looks a lot better. So we're gonna go home now and celebrate birthday, and then tomorrow we're gonna come back, and so are the builders, and that will be nice. So we can get some more stuff done. Oh, so I can just show you the bathroom as it is right now. Tomorrow, hopefully, there'll be a lot more finished. Yeah, that's what it's looking like. Okay, you can go. Hi everyone, we're just in the car. We have been in the house earlier, but we just popped out to get some coffees. We packed our lunch for today, but then we went and bought coffees. Anyways, we are just here in the car making a game plan because there was definitely run on in the house this morning, which is why we haven't really filmed anything. There are some issues with the kitchen because we and the kitchen guy, the one who's designed the kitchen, thought that we could fit extra tall version of the kitchen in the extension, but that is actually not possible, which we discovered this morning when we met up in the house and the builders had tried to like measure out the kitchen units that we had built. They don't fit. There's no way they're gonna fit. If we try and squeeze them in, there's gonna be like zero, well, obviously not zero, but like there's gonna be no space between countertop and wall hung units. And also there would be a tiny gap just like kind of growing on the top of the whole kitchen, which would be visibly very ugly. So there was stress, and we have to contact obviously the company, the kitchen company, figure it out. We have opened like the case for fixing it, and I don't think it's gonna be a problem, but yeah, it was just a bit stressful. The builders are back, as I said, and they are fixing the bathroom and installing electrics and just kind of patch fixing the ceiling in the extension because it was very wobbly, and we need to they need to carve some of it out and then fix it with plaster, and just carving out the electrics and stuff. So it's going after plan, which is amazing. We just had a little briefing with them as well, just like making sure we're all on the same path, which was amazing. But they do obviously take up some space in the house, And since the kitchen now is at fault kind of thing, we don't really know like what to get on with.
Hello? You alright?
Hi guys, we have just come back to the house. We just had like a bunch of stuff to sort out with the kitchen. There's a lot of back and forth communication that just needs to be sorted when it comes to these things. But the builders have left for the day, we believe at least. So I can just show you the progress in the bathroom. So now it is looking like this. This is gonna be the height of the tiles, obviously all over. And then we're gonna like paint the rest in some color or white or something, I don't know. Actually no change over here, but this whole thing has been done today. He did obviously this massive column. He went down underneath the bathtub and then obviously just like done this whole wall here. And yeah, it's looking really good, I think. And then we're gonna have like a panel going here, obviously hiding the bathtub with the same tile. And I think that's gonna come like underneath since he put the tiles so far in. So that's gonna look really cool, I think. And then they have to cut all the tiles so they go here and inside the window frame. So cool. And the same up here so that you can also use this as a shelf for your shampoos and stuff like in the shower. And he's marked obviously where it's gonna go up to here. So really, really cool and excited to see it. We have talked a lot about like wanting to put lime wash paint on here, which is essentially, I think the concept is the way that you stroke the paintbrushes, you kind of go like this, which creates this kind of pattern, almost like a concrete, like kind of cave clay texture. Which I think could really suit the tiles to warm them up a bit and make it a little bit more warm toned. But the tiles are definitely growing on me. I still would have preferred them to be less gray, but it's okay. I think it's also coming down to the choice of grout we're gonna choose, which we definitely need to pick a color. We did order one that was recommended with the tiles, but builder said that with how the tiles have like ended up looking, like the color of them, the grout would look so odd. So I think we need to go with a new one, and I don't know if we should go for like a lighter one, a white, which could brighten the whole thing up a little bit, or if we should go for one that really is similar to the tile color, or what we should do. Yeah, it's all decisions that we need to figure out. Out here in the extension, a lot has also happened. Aaron has gotten his little chainsaw.
Which tickles the wood.
And he has, he's been on this piece of wood all day, basically. And then out here in the extension, obviously Aaron cut out this whole bit and took down the insulation and stuff. And then the other builder went up here because when we took out this wall, the ceiling kind of dropped a little bit. We think that the wall has kind of held the ceiling up here because it's right in between two joists. So he just cut out to the nearest joist and then he's just gonna put a little plasterboard in here. So once they have like done this properly, they'll like attach these to the joist again, so it's like not drooping. And this is then the result of it. So much mess. We also discovered that we had a mouse nest literally right up here, and there was so much mouse poo that has come down, which I'm glad that we weren't in here for that. I don't even know if you can see it, but there's like mouse poo everywhere, all scattered in this mess. Was that it?
Yeah.
That was your cool motor.
Am I good to
Yeah. There isn't really much you can do because we can't continue on the kitchen because we shouldn't build anymore before this whole thing is solved. And also, I mean, every room is just full of stuff. So there isn't much room to do anything. There isn't really anything we even can do. Like all the jobs are kind of waiting for other steps to be taken first, which are not really in our power. I did, however, miscoat the reveals today in all the 3 bedrooms, and it is looking really good. It didn't dry up enough for me to give it a second coat, at least not earlier. Might be able to do it now. I think I'll give it a second miscoat, and then that's at least done. And then we can paint it for real. I don't know if it has like made sense at all, anything I've said today. It has been like very chaotic here today, and there has been a lot of stuff for us to figure out and like solve, and just, I don't know, it's like, it has not been the best day in the whole process, because I don't know, there's just been a lot of things going on and a lot of things that went wrong. So I hope it hasn't been too confusing. It's also a bit hard for us to know what's really gonna happen. So it's a little bit hard to talk about it and explain it, because I have no idea of what's going on. So yeah, it kind of is what it is, but we're coming back tomorrow, and hopefully there will be more progress. We'll be able to talk to the builders and the kitchen guys again and just see what will be the solution.